All right. So hey everybody, this is going to be the TTO video. All right. So basically, what is a TTO? What is TTO? TTO is basically a pullback corrective activity, aka triangle day out, right? Because it forms a triangle. So basically, what happens with a TTO is usually it's people taking profit as well as ill time, shorting, people shorting stock. So it's like people come into the market to take profit and also people who shorting at the same time. But it's not enough to push the price down significantly. All right. So which results in a slight pullback, knocks some people who are long out of their position for the ones who aren't taking profit. Then you know what I'm saying, reverses and knocks the people who are short out. All right. So basically, right here, what you have on the screen is an incomplete TTO, right? So basically, it did the first half. It did went up, came down. So it knocked these people who were long out their position because most people who are long put their stop loss at the bottom of the candles, right? To give, price room to breathe. And then, people who are short put their stops at the tops of the candle to give price a room to breathe on the way down, right? Which is why we call it pivots, and that's why we target those things, right? Because a pivot is an obvious place where people put their stop loss. But as you can see in this example right here, it's already formed the triangle, right? And so if Roku goes to the upside and breaks above this, it will form the second triangle. All right. So here's the first one. If it goes on up, then it'll form the second triangle. A perfect example of this already happening is Chewy from Friday. All right. Well, Chewy from, whenever you're watching this video, this happened on the 9th. All right. And you can see it right here. Even on the daily, Chewy kind of like did a baby triangle out. Right. So even on the daily, remove drawing, Chewy did a triangle. As you can see, it didn't break below this pivot, but this last pivot that it broke below, right? So you got like a little baby triangle right here, and then you got another triangle right here. All right. It's an ugly one. It isn't as pretty as the last one, but it is a bit of a triangle. And then back to the upside, which breaking above that did the second triangle. All right. So boom, this one right here, then this one right here. All right. But that's not the one I was talking about. The one I'm talking about happened actually, and you can see the triangle, boom, to the upside triangle, to the downside. But the one I'm talking about actually happened, um, which I can actually remove all these drawings. Um, it happened on the 15. You can see it right. Where is it at? I want to say it initially happened. Was it? Yeah, it happened right here. Right. So right here is the triangle, but on the 5 minute, you see it way better. All right. So where is it at? Right. Yeah. Chewy. It actually happened multiple times Friday, but this was the first triangle right here. See, when you raise it up, you see how it comes down. It doesn't necessarily break below right here, but as you can see, the triangle is like right here. So it knocks some people who are long out of their position by coming to the downside, right, and poking even lower. And then it goes up and knocks the people. Once it breaks above right there, it completes the triangle. So boom, baby triangle right there, and knocks some people out their position. Couldn't do enough to come down here and knock them out their position, but then breaks up and goes back. So here's your pullback. Price broke up. Boom. Some people took some profit, and then you know, it poked down. Buyers start stepping up, coming back in because they wanted to catch the second rip, which you see it ends up really ripping. Right, it from 81 to like 85 today. I'm at that day, Friday, right? But you see the baby triangle right here. So boom, some people take profit, some people probably were shorting, then boom, breaks above it, knocks these people who are shorting out of their position, continues to the upside, and then I think it happened again, um, right here. And basically, like I said, all that's happening is people are taking profit, and some people are being knocked out of their position, right? Especially people who are like scalping or day trading. But boom, you have your triangle there, breaks to the downside, comes back up, kind of drops again, but it fully finishes like the little triangle right here. But it was like a little baby one when it broke above here and then came back down, triangle right here. came back up, finished the triangle right there. And then it comes down, people take profit. All right, knock some people out. So you had a triangle right here, boom, triangle. Then it goes back to the upside and does like almost like the triangle, which the triangle probably would have finished right here. Or if you wanted to say right there, which it does, you know, break above that, as you can see right here. So triangle, boom, triangle again to the upside. All right. So that's all TTOs is. It's just a better way of looking at the pullback, because oftentimes it does look like a triangle and then it ends up going to the upside. Right. And a lot of times it's in something that has a strong trend up or down, because you can be TTO to the downside. Like the stock is dropping and then it comes back up. Matter of fact, an example of that, I think, was like NUE, like a few weeks ago. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it was like dumping 1 week. When was NUE just dumping? I wonder, was it this one right here? 614. So go down to the daily. Like right here, you see how it pokes up, forms like a triangle, then comes back to the downside. If I go down to like the hour, it did it like on the hour, I think. So see right here, here was like a little triangle. It didn't go all the way up and catch it, but it comes up, triangle some people out, then goes back to the downside, creates a triangle right here. See what I'm saying? Triangle, boom, comes down. Some people come up. This was like a quick triangle and then back to the downside. That probably happened like on the 1 minute or something like that. But that's basically what a TTO is. It's corrective activity, a pullback during a strong trend, people taking profit and stuff like that. And then it continues in the way of the trend. All right. And a lot of times the stronger the TTO, the higher it goes up. Cause like you'll see TTOs and stuff like that on like the weekly time frame as well. Like I think whenever I was initially looking at crowd, you can see it right here. Oops. When I initially traded it, because sometimes the broad information is showing you the triangle, right? Not necessarily, but as you can see right here, crowd goes up, comes down. If I remove this drawing and it breaks below right here, boom, triangle. Then comes back to the upside and then knock these people out. Boom, you got your triangle right here. Triangle, pull back to continue up, right? Pulls back a little bit more, continues up. There's always going to be a pullback. And this was a triangle right here on crowd, right? Comes up, comes down, knocks some people out their trade, even though it gapped down. This, you can see the triangle right here. If I go down to like maybe the hourly, you probably see it better. See, boom. It isn't always going to be the prettiest triangle, but you see the triangle, boom, triangle, and then back to the upside. All right. But that's why we call it triangle day out. It isn't always going to be the prettiest triangle, but for the most part, it looks like one. All right, so that's your TTO video. Like I said, corrective activity, people taking profit, things of that nature. All right. And that's why we trade reversals, because you never know when something's going to TTO, aka pull back. All right. Because that's what a TTO is. It's a pullback. All right. It's just what we call it in the strat. But you never know when that's going to happen. All right. And you don't always want to be caught up in that. Okay. So yeah.